2023 is filled with tech innovations, including in finance. How have Filipino businesses and consumers adapted to these changes and advancements? Fintech Alliance founding chairman Lito Villanueva joins us now live in the studio. Happy holidays to you!
Happy holidays
Lito.
sa iyo at siyempre, congratulations to your recent award.
Oh, thank you so much. And also the awards that you also have achieved because of moving forward, financial technology in the country. So, did more of our kababayans become financially empowered this year, Lito?
Definitely, and that's because of digitalization, thrust of not just the government, but of course the entire industry. And I think just to give you a glimpse of how the entire industry has really worked very hard in partnership with, say, the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. The good news is that we could now say this, that we were able to achieve the twin goals set by the BSP under its Digital Payments Transformation Roadmap, which calls for, one, is to onboard at least 70% of adult Filipinos to the formal financial system, and second, convert at least 50% of retail financial transactions into digital by end of this year. And the good news is that we were able to achieve those twin goals.
Wow, the human behavior has really changed. I mean, we're now on our phones transacting,
Yes.
Especially with merchants, online, and the things that we buy, especially during the holiday season. So people, our kababayans, are carrying less cash now?
Less cash, and they are so used now to that QR code, right?
Yeah.
The interoperable QR code. And again, thanks to the BSP that was established about 4 years ago, and that was practically embraced by the entire nation, especially during the lockdowns. No, that's why in all of those shopping sprees of our kababayan, talagang no cash. So everything, the only thing that they have is actually their cell phones.
So there really has been a digital inclusion, which the pandemic was the main catalyst. But does digital inclusion, Lito, also translate into inclusive growth?
Yes. You can talk about what we call the shared prosperity. We have seen that. Empirical data would tell us that indeed all of these initiatives of the stakeholders, the entire industry, together with all the regulators, would really point to that direction. That indeed we've seen quite a number of our kababayans who have actually been benefiting from digitalization. We have seen mom and pop stores, for example, or even mompreneurs. Those parang they have their businesses in the confines of their homes, and they could actually sell all their goodies, for example, especially during the holiday season, and be able to transact using digital payments, and be able to get payments out of digital platforms, and have that business, that livelihood.
So the unbanked have now been banked.
Yes.
And they are now well versed because of digital banks. They're on the rise, and you also have the digital-centric apps which are now being used widely, as you say, by the mom and pops
Yes.
in not only in the urban areas but in the rural areas. But of course, amid all of this euphoria of digitalization, Lito, there are also cyber criminals who want to take advantage of innocent digital users. Does the Internet Transaction Law protect consumers in the digital space?
Yes, we are very thankful because that is the very recent development when it comes to having to push for massive reforms in the digital infrastructure. And one of those definitely is the swift passage and the signing of into law of Internet Transactions Act. And that really provides that safety nets, especially consumer protection for our e-commerce players in the industry, especially our consumers. And definitely, one of the things that we're championing, in fact, we launched this about 4 months ago. We call it #Wag Magpaloko Maging Scam Alert. This is the first industry-led nationwide campaign on cybersecurity awareness and education initiative amongst all the players in the industry. Because we know for a fact that, sabi nga natin, one of the things that we need to understand here is to put so much premium on education or educating our consumers about cyber resiliency and cyber hygiene.
Cyber resiliency, cyber hygiene, and you and your team led RCBC's digital transformation, resulting in exponential growth at more than 130%. This just goes to show that a lot more Filipinos are trusting the digital space and banks.
Definitely. I mean, the good thing there is that RCBC now has been regarded as the fastest growing bank and the most awarded at that. And we're also thankful to all our consumers, to all our customers for embracing RCBC and for us to be able to deliver to them world-class digital solutions. And in fact, we've been awarded the Philippines Best Bank for Digital by Asia Money in four consecutive years, no? And amongst other more than 100 awards, no, globally. And I think one of those key elements as well is really having to understand the pulse, no, or the wants and the pain points of our consumers. And I think all of this, for example, our RCBC ATM Go, we are the only private bank right now that has the most extensive reach, covering all 100%, all provinces in the country, and having to even service the geographically isolated areas.
But how is RCBC and the rest of the banking industry adopting and pivoting towards artificial intelligence, which is the fear of so many of our kababayans who are working in the financial space? They say that AI will take over their jobs.
No, in fact, the Gen AI will redefine financial services in the next couple of years, right? And in fact, Gen AI has been there for quite a while. It's really more about optimizing, leveraging, and having to really make use of that. As we have been saying, it's always about advocating technology for good, right? And while we say that Gen AI will redefine financial services, because this will definitely focus on two areas. One is on how to leverage Gen AI on risk and compliance, and second would be more on the UI UX, customer experience, and having to make it hyper-personalized, no? In terms of having to engage our customers. And of course, the mix of technology has to be driven by, again, human connection. It doesn't start and end with just
that cannot be eliminated.
Precisely.
And AI cannot do that.
Yes. Filipinos, especially, we are regarded as the most emotional, people in the world. That's why human connection would really still drive.
And if I need help with my transaction, Lito Villanueva, can you please help me with my banking problem? What will 2024 look like for financial technology?
We are seeing more progress and more exciting, things that will come our way in 2024. And the things that will redefine the financial services, aside from Gen AI, in terms of adoption and massive usage and utilization, would be open finance. And among other things would be as well as the CBDC. In fact, the BSP is...
Open finance meaning sharing information among banks.
Among banks. And in fact, we're quite late amongst all the players.
Our peers in the region.
Our peers in the region. And as well as what we call the CBDC, the Central Bank Digital Currency. And of course, these are some of the things that we would be looking forward to in terms of having to further embrace digital.
And what is best for the consumer. Thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word. Lito Villanueva, founding chairman of Fintech Alliance.ph.
My pleasure. Thank you. Happy holidays.